everybody, and welcome back to another 6-scale figure review with me, your host, That Metro Mania. And today, we have the Toys Battalion, Black Mammoth, Black Ranger from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Quite a mouthful, I will say. But this box is, well, obviously, we're starting with the box here, and the box is just like the White Ninja Ranger. Not much to see. It's got the, like, the silhouette of the Ranger. Not showing off too much. It's okay. Blank box. It's got the Power Rangers logo, but in a silver there. It says exactly what it is. Black Mammoth. And I'm pretty excited to see this. This will be my first of the movie Rangers since the White Ranger, or at least mine, got delayed because they were having issues with the factory that they were doing it with. In these White Ranger's sword kept breaking. So to quality control check, they decided to delay it. It should be shipping out sooner than later, and we do have the blue one shipping out. I'm thinking the red one's going to ship out as well. Toys Battalion, really quick on shipping things out. Actually don't know how they do it, but anyway, let's bust him out of the box here and take a closer look at the Black Mammoth Ranger. So I have to say, for an initial impression, I actually am quite shocked with how this has turned out. I'm not a huge fan of the movie Ranger look. I think it went a little too armory, too much, I don't know, stiffness in the suit. It kind of loses the charm of like those shiny fabric suits because it just makes it more armorized. And I get it, there's a huge budget there, so they're able to do it and kind of more realistic to how it would be with all the armor bits, because they are supposed to be like Power Rangers. So obviously the spandex suits are one thing, but this is kind of a reimagining on how those suits would look if they had a bit more money to them. And there are some things I really like, but there's some things I don't really like, and there's some things that Toys Battalion just didn't do okay. There is a piece of hair on there. I do have a menace of a dog who loves to put her hair on every single thing I own. But let's get him off the spinning turntable of Ivan Ooze here and take a closer look at the Black Ranger. So before we start talking, how about we do a little pop quiz? Which Ranger is under the mask in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie for the Black Ranger? What is the name of the person behind the mask in this? I know a lot of people don't remember this, but if you do know who is hidden under that mask in the Power Rangers movie and later seasons, please put it in the comments down below. So anyway, I almost just said his name just straight up. Our Black Ranger here only comes with one item that's not just, random hand shapes, which actually do look pretty cool. They've got some nice lionage to them. It is very similar to how the actual hands are. Just a bit more movie-y with a bit more of a budget there, like I said. But the only thing it comes with is this weird gun, which is a shame. It's not his fault, it's the movie's fault. Because they don't, other than the White Ranger, none of them have their weapons. Again, which is a shame because I love his big, stupid, battle axe. But it just holsters on his side. And then he comes up a little closer. So, pretty much everything about the movie looks is different than the original looks from the show, from the helmet down to everything else. So there is a lot more angles. There's a lot more popping details. Like, everything is more rounded on the regular helmet, and we can look at that in a little bit. But this one likes to pop out with more angles. You can see here it's more pointy and sharp. They really may have overdone it a little bit on the details on some of these helmets. The blue Triceratops one, for instance, is a little too much. The yellow one, but we'll talk about those later. This one is actually probably one of the better of the bunch. I get that these are supposed to be ears. That does look kind of cool. You see the eyes and the tusks. It is a mammoth. So I get what they're going for with it. I think they may have just overdone it just slightly. But it is one of the better helmets from the movie. Obviously, the white is the best one because it's probably the least to get tampered with. But this one is all right. Nothing really going on in the back other than these little 2 dots here and this little like outlet. But it's nice overall. He does have a pretty long neck, but so does the 301, so I'll forgive that. So the first big change here on the chest is that the Power Coin logo is plastered right there on his chest with the Mammoth. That is not something that's in the original show. It is, however, in the movie. I wish that there was a swap out, because he has the Mammoth here, but he should also have the Mighty Frog, because obviously they get different at the end. You know, red gets the ape, green gets green, white gets the falcon, blue gets the... I'm actually forgetting what blue gets. Is that the Pegasus? Whatever. Red gets an ape. You know how it is. He gets a frog. I think pink gets a phoenix. But I feel like there should have been like a little swap out. I could imagine this just being a little magnetic piece. However, I will mention, mine, I think this is painted wrong, or however it is, because there's a little bit too much space on this side than this side. It's not centered in the triangle. I'm not sure if that's accurate to the movie, but it is on my figure. Coming around here, we have this like shoulder rounded armor pieces. It's like weird flare that I don't feel like is necessary. I don't know, something feels wrong about these diamonds as well. I think it's fine, but those ones feel a little weird. This one does lose the elbow or the armpit diamonds here. It doesn't have that, so that's another thing that has changed. I keep looking back to my Mighty Morphin one. So like it has a diamond here and then diamonds here, and we'll talk about that again when we get a bit more of a comparison. But it is taking a lot of changes in the liberties. Obviously there's more armor here, armored shoulder, armored arm, upper arm, bicep, that's the word I'm looking for. It's got this like really, also all of like the armored pieces feel like a little sticky. I'm not sure if it's just my copy or just how it comes out of the box, but it does feel a little weird. I'm shocked that there's not sculpted abs here. It's more squishy like material. Kind of looks like a Stormtrooper core, like you have the armor here and then like Stormtrooper. And it is nice all the way around. With this, the belt does come off so you can put the holster on. The gauntlets here are almost similar, but not really, because the diamonds aren't touching. The diamonds are all like separate beings, as opposed to in the regular Mighty Morphin where the diamonds are all connected. Again, small like little changes that you're not quite sure why they made them or what made it feel necessary. But it's like, why? Like, I don't mind the armored look. I just feel like they changed too much. We do have our belt with our Morpher on it. That is normal. The Morpher is probably a slight bit different than usual. But other than that, it is all right. We have our crotch here with some weird detailing here. Kind of reminds me of like a Darth Vader with like the material. It's kind of cool. The armor here it feels like it comes off, but it's connected to this. So, but it is open on here to more leg. Knees are connected to this under bit of armor, which some nice knee pads. Then the boots, which are a neat split cut. Again, diamonds aren't connected, which they should be, but it's got, I mean, at least they are in the original show, but in the movie they are not. But it does look nice. I like this bit of black here to break up the color, and here as well. So it adds those little bits of black that aren't there in the original because it's all white just going down from the whatever whatchamacallit. But we do have a pretty solid Ranger to start. I am kind of glad I started with black because it's not really one that people talk about as much. You know, blue, red, you know, no-brainers. I feel like black always gets put off to the sideline. And I'm glad that I can start my Rangers, at least my movie versions, with black. Homie needs, you know, he needs to live a little. And I'm glad that we could start with that. Anyway, let's bring out my 3-0 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Black Ranger and see how those look side by side. So I thought it would be fun to start from the top and kind of make my way down here so you could really see all of the big changes. And like I said, this one is a lot more angular than the Mighty Morphin one. This one's got more of a roundness to it with slight angles every now and then with like the ears. The eyes are way more noticeable on the Mighty Morphin than they are on the movie version, as you can see, because they're a brighter color. It does look nice. This also has these crisp white lines to kind of break up the helmet. And I love the way on this one that the horns kind of cut into the eyes to cut up the eyepieces. These ones feels a little, I don't know, a little too big. It goes around a little too much. It's not really built, like this is built around the horn. This one has built with the horn in it. I don't really know how else to describe that. Kiss. But you can see kind of what I mean from the side here. This one, you know, like I said, a lot more angular and a lot less rounded. And I prefer the original one a lot because I think it does a better job at representing what it's trying to be. But I'm not knocking the movie one because it is special in my heart for different reasons. Also, the mouth plate on this one is bigger than this one. Anyway, coming down to the chest, like I said, this one has the diamond that keeps going, as opposed to this one where there's just the one diamond with the power coin logo in the middle. It's really up to you what you prefer. Obviously, I'm going to choose the original. If this one had the diamond that kept going, I'd probably lean towards that because I like the power coin in the middle. I think it stands out, pops that little bit of gold into it, and it helps like represent what they are a little bit better than just having the power coin on the belt there, which you can't really see. But they do look nice. Obviously, one's a lot more armored than the other. Coming down, you can see the wrist is a lot bigger on the movie version than it is on the show version. But just like I said, the diamond thing with them not being connected, just another weird thing. Also, the belt on here has a black line, which breaks up the belt. I really do like that compared to this one, which doesn't. What can you do, man? I'm just happy. I'm happy I have both. I'm happy I'm getting Power Rangers. Did you see those So Toy Power Ranger, Red Ranger announcements? That's good stuff right there. Coming down, we have a lot more differences. Obviously, one is just spandex and one is a lot of armor. And then, like I said here at the bottom, the boots are pretty much the same kind of thing with the diamonds not being there and the diamonds being there. And then I do like the way the movie one has the black splitting up the boots as opposed to the white, the regular one, which doesn't. I mean, it looks nice, but at the same time, it's an unnecessary feature. I love these both, but obviously I wish there was like a blend of the two in certain areas, because I feel like you could get a really good look if you can kind of like mash the two together in some sort of way. That's not what I wanted. Give me 1 second to try something here. So I spent way too long trying to get the Mighty Morphin helmet on here to see how it would look. The neck is a little long and it's not really designed for it. But you could kind of see what I'm going for here, a little bit at least. I mean, there's some things you could change. There's some things that could be changed. It's just a matter of, God, I wish I had the opportunity to buy more. Like one of each of these, I could kind of like blend them together, see what I get. But for now, I'll take what I can get. And that's a lot of Rangers. Anyway, now let's move on to our articulation. So, swinging in here, we got our life ending 360 degrees with an up that far and a down that far. No problem at all. Get some real good motion. Arm goes up that far. You will be blocked because of the shoulder pad. Nice swivel back and forth. Up that far because of the suit. Back that far without really hurting the suit. Ooh, some good crunch. Just a little bit of back crunch. Spread about that much. Legs going up that far. Back 0. About 90 at the knee before problems arise. And you do have split cut boots, so you do get some free articulation out of it. So you can get some more phenomenal poses out of this guy. Anyway, why don't we beam ourselves back to headquarters, or at least to the end of the video, one or the other. You know, for being Toys Battalion, who usually disappoints me, but sometimes does something right, but makes figures come out really, really quickly, I have to say, their Rangers so far, other than the head sculpts for the Ninja Rangers, have actually been pretty impressive. I have been happily impressed with what they've done, especially because this was the time when So-So was putting out their Rangers, and they quickly put out a teaser, and then they quickly put out another teaser, so I was just worried that nothing was going to come out, and if it did, it was going to be garbage. And actually, so far, I mean, the White Ranger, when he's all messed up, looks really, really good, and this guy, I mean, it's a really good representation of the movie version, and it's none of the problems with him are really his fault. It's more choices that the Fox movie made, which isn't canon to anything anymore. It's non-existent. You can't even legally talk about it anymore. I would absolutely, if you're a Power Rangers fan, specifically like a movie fan, I would absolutely recommend picking these guys up. This guy's available right now. The White Ranger is shipping out. He should be shipping out the fixed version. Blue is shipping out. I think red is shipping out soon, and then just followed up by yellow and pink. You'll have all of these guys in no time at all. Especially if you have the Mighty Morphin Rangers, you have the Zeo Rangers on order. 3-Zero's got the Turbo Rangers. There's plenty of Rangers happening. I do have a whole video on that if you wanted to watch that. I'll link that at the end, where I talk about every Ranger coming out. I will have to update that since So did just tease, or not tease, they put out for pre-order 5 more Red Rangers. But I'm super happy with this guy, and I'm super happy to be adding these movie guys to the collection, because this is something you'd never expect somebody to do, especially because the movie was not really the most well-received thing in the world. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, because the channel is doing really good right now, and I'm super happy with what we've been doing, and I love talking about Power Rangers, and any excuse to talk about more Power Rangers will always make me a happy boy. And feel free to comment, comment whatever you want. Talk about Rangers, Ranger stuff. Where can you get Rangers? Where can you get this? Where can you get that? Always feel free to be around to answer those kinds of questions. And with all of that out of the way, I've been me, and you've been you. And thank you for watching another 6-scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.